19th November was World Toilet Day. Why is there even a need for a day like that? Well, we'll be having conversations on that right now. I do have with me in the studio Malik Mino Herrera, who is an environmentalist with Waste Segregation and Composting Movement, and Madam Sonny Valecha, who is with the North American Women's Association, and they have a special purpose vehicle called Say No to Single-Use Plastics. Namaste, Sonny. Good morning to you, Malik.
Good morning.
And let's talk about the essence of a day such as this. Why do we need to have a World Toilet Day?
Okay, thank you very much. The issue is that toilets may not be one of the most important things on a priority list when we are taking decisions, but they play an integral role with our interaction with nature. So by 2013, United Nations agreed that no, let's find a day to remind people about this important aspect of life. So they chose 19th November every year so that people will know about the need to have decent toilets in our lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sonny, want to say anything to add to that?
I think ignoring toilet is a very big risk we stand to take, because if we don't dispose of our waste, the whole world will become a big toilet.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you couldn't have put it in a better way than that.
So I think it should be somewhere on the top in the list.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the situation right now as far as, what the toilet situation is in Ghana today?
Yes. Let me just start from 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And when the United Nations even accepted it. Now the sanitation coverage from that one, which means that everybody's supposed to have decent toilets. Those who have decent toilet, the coverage was only around 13%.
13.
Yeah. 13% means that you're able to have a decent toilet, can have a wash facility, do it well, and then it will be taken to a safe place for it to be treated into other use. Around that time, the open defecation, people who go about and defecate, was around 25%. As we are talking to you now, it has reduced to 19%, which is below 20%, which is an improvement.
Some progress.
Yes, but from 2013 till maybe 2017 area, we had about 5 million people defecating in the open. And toilet has different categories. From open defecation, if you have a toilet where you even dig and it's like a pit, you don't cover it. United Nations does not recognize that.
Of course.
If you even cover, it has a slab that covers it, but at the end of the day, you share it with somebody, it is not considered as hygienic in our homes or institutions. But then if you have a toilet that you can use on your own, you share with only your household, that is what the United Nations approves of. And then you can even have it, but if you don't know where they send after you go, and you don't know where they send it, how it is disposed, United Nations does not agree with that percentage. Fortunately for us, up to 2023, the progress we've made with respect to those who have safe and decent toilet is now from 13% to 25%. We have made progress, but it's at a slow rate.
We need to speed up.
We are moving like a tortoise with a broken leg.
Oh, that's even crazy. they already move slowly.
Yeah.
And then his leg is now broken.
Yes, so we need to speed up, because as for water, government has done well. The coverage has now reached 88%, closer to the 90% that the United Nations goal has set. But for shared toilet, like people who live in compound houses and the rest, the rate is now at 57%. So we need to speed up so that we can join the 25% of people who have the decent toilet, then we can improve public health.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know that it's a big problem, but in some areas there's progress, but the progress can be sped up. Sonny, what's your organization doing playing with toilets?
That's what I asked Malik, how do I belong here? And apparently in the SDGs, we are a part of the sanitation, because what is happening is the single-use plastic bags are causing two kinds of effects. One is it goes and blocks gutters, and which causes flooding, it damages property and goods, and lives are put at risk. And the little bags which are used to buy cocoa,
Yes.
those bags should really be,
This time.
this is what
Yes.
the public gets.
Ah.
But the public doesn't, the underprivileged, they don't throw this away. They use it to defecate in and to throw it into gutters.
So these are like flying toilets.
Flying toilets,
Okay.
exactly, flying toilets. So that is where the toilets come in, so that there will be no need for this. And the cocoa people, the vendors, can, instead of using this, use these.
Okay.
These are fabric bags. Say no to single-use plastic started 5 years ago. And we said we'll collect old fabrics and convert them into shopping bags. And we were doing quite well, in the sense we raised awareness. That's all we did. But there's a lot more to do.
A lot more to do. I'm glad that you're on board, and I now see the link between your organization and toilets. Malik, back to you. So you've talked to us about where the progress needs to be done, and now I'm looking at your organization and other civil society organizations. What can you do to impact this whole situation around toilets and sanitation?
Okay. So first of all, let me just say that there are two things we can do. We can leverage on innovation and then limit or cut our losses when it comes to spending.
Okay.
Innovation, because we're talking about sustainable development goals. And the goal 2 has to do with water and sanitation. If you look at even the targets indicated, the ranges are wide, they're even up to 6. So, one, with respect to innovation, since the 1990s, when KVIP was done by University of Ghana, a Ghanaian have brought about a way to treat the toilet. I told you about the United Nations. If you even go, even a WC, and you don't know how it is treated, they don't accept it. So a Ghanaian called Mr. Ano has brought the biofuel toilet filtration system, which is an on-site treated system that after you go, it can be treated before the effluent is discharged into the, used.
What is the effluent?
Effluent is the wastewater that comes after you go.
Okay.
So that can be treated responsibly. Now, civil servants organizations, civil service
Civil society organizations.
Pardon?
Civil society organizations.
Civil society organizations can come together and leverage on this, so that people who do not have adequate toilets can have access to that, because the technology is simple. Even with respect to how we even use toilet to build biogas, it was even discovered by cured lepers in India in 1859. They didn't go to conference or other things. They just leverage on what is around them, and they were able to do that. So I think that civil societies can do more by reducing the costs of and the burden of government and taxpayer, with the traveling that we go for conferences on what to do when the technology is already available, so that we can help society. That's the basic thing civil society can do.
Okay, before I come back to Sonny for concluding remarks, let's talk about money. So where does financing come into this whole business of accelerating change for safe sanitation?
Okay. Now, when in 2014, the government of Ghana promised the whole world that every year they will commit $50 million in financing sanitation.
50.
Yeah.
Are they on course?
No.
Government is not giving the money.
No. How to even get it for their people? I mean, those, in the ministries, they are civil servants. How for them to even get access to that money is a problem. But that's 2014. And you remember even some money were flown to Brazil some
Yes.
time ago.
For football.
For football. So
Yes.
when it comes to priority, sanitation is treated like an orphan, like Cinderella movie.
Football is more important than toilets.
Yes. So entertainment. So if we don't continue drumming the message for it to be prioritized, financing will only go to the things that will not help us. And at the end of the day, we'll only be clutching in the political messages that does not help any of us. So what we are even suggesting to government now is that last year, the government of Ghana sent 320 delegates to Egypt, COP27.
Yes.
A figure which is so high than even the development partners we go for money. You Britain, you even didn't send 100 people. But we sent 320 people, paid for them to go and talk about how to negotiate for foreigners to come and give us aid or 100 billion for the waste they have committed. And we, or those delegates that went, couldn't convince us locally to treat our sanitation, treat our immediate surrounding with respect. Now this year, from 30th November to 12th December, which is 12 days, a similar amount, close to 300, are now going to be flown to Dubai.
Another conference?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Wow.
when we did the calculation, from here to Dubai, the round trip is $588, which is around 6,000. Multiply that by 300 people, we are going to get 2 million Ghana cedis. We are in crisis, technically because of the dam spillage. 2 million Ghana cedi can help build 10 structures that CTFM is built, because CTFM builds it for the people at 200,000.
Yes.
So we will be losing 10 structures because we think that we need to go to Dubai.
12 people have gone to chill in Dubai.
Yes.
To talk about what?
Please ask me again.
Okay.
And this is being done mostly by civil society organization, myself, because they've seen the benefits of just traveling. That will not help us.
Okay. All right.
So the finance money should rather be channeled into basic problems that will help everybody, because toilet, no matter what happens, even if we've done well in terms of water, but let me drop just 1 gram of the toilet into that water, what will happen?
Disaster.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So less travels, more toilets. Nice. So, Sonny, I'll leave you the last word.
While Say No to Single-Use Plastics, under the umbrella of NAVA, has raised awareness, I think now the ball is in the court of the supermarkets, that they need to start charging for those bags.
Yeah.
And once they start charging, people will hang on to those bags. People will come back with their cloth bags and save money on those plastic bags. I think it's time supermarkets started doing that.
I agree with you 100%. Sonny Valecha is with the North American Women's Association, and they are championing this movement to say no to single-use plastic. Show me one let me see one single-use plastic. That's a single-use plastic. Yes. This is the problem. This is the problem.
And you see,
people are buying cocoa in it, and then when they finish, they recycle it, and they put the waste into this, and then they fly it, and then you have problems.
Yes.
Can't be flying this around. Stop it.
and you see this one, we just attended a conference by the Ministry of Communication, and this is what they did. So if the whole of Ministry Enclave have this, then you don't send this, you don't send that to your ministry.
Yeah, because nobody's going to pull on this and throw it away.
Yes.
People can actually use this again.
Yes, so we should set the example from the ministry itself.
Okay.
So that they use this. Then we can say we are making progress.
All righty. Okay. Your final word, Malik.
Yes, I think that government has done a lot, but they can take one step further and even learn from GTV itself, because I'm here because I'm really like a product of what GTV did in the late 1990s. You showed Captain Planet, which was so educative that people could rush to watch it. If every TV station go back to doing what you people did in the late 1990s, we could be making progress than now, because enough of the talking, enough of the traveling. Let's focus on what really matters on the ground. And political will in itself is sustainability.
All right, all the T's. Less talking, less traveling, more toilets. And that's Malik Mino Herrera, who is an environmentalist with the Waste Segregation and Composting Movement, and Madam Soni Valecha, who is with the North American Women's Association. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wish you a very beautiful day. My name is Kafui Day, and coming up next, we're having a conversation on antibiotics. It's World Antibiotics Awareness Week, and so we're going to be having a conversation on that right after this. Do not go anywhere. This is #GTV Breakfast 638.